This is the KRMG Afternoon News with Skylar Cooper.
It's time for the BA Breakdown every Tuesday just after 5 o'clock. We chat live with Broken Arrow City Manager Michael Spurgeon. He joins us live from the city of BA. How you doing, sir?
Skylar, I'm doing well. How are you doing on this little chilly Tuesday?
I'm doing pretty well, and I understand that you are, again, I appreciate this, you're stepping out of a meeting or just about to step into a meeting, so I'll try to make it quick for you. It is a bit of a special meeting. The people who expressed interest, we talked about this last week, people who expressed interest in filling the open Broken Arrow City Council seat, they're going to have to give presentations this evening, and then I understand the council could end up choosing somebody to appoint to that seat. How many ended up submitting to be a city councilor in all of this?
Well, you covered it, Skylar. There is a special meeting that started just a few minutes ago, and it'll go on until 6:30. The city council, actually, city clerk's office specifically, I believe they received 11 or 12 letters of interest, and it turned out that 9 of those met the eligibility requirements of actually living in the ward. So all 9 of those folks submitted a letter of interest. Some included their resumes, and they submitted them to the mayor and city council. They had a chance to review them over the weekend, and they're all going to be giving presentations this evening with regards to why they're interested in filling, the Ward 3 seat vacated by the now State Senator Christy Gillespie.
So we got an open mic that I think he was a little bit confused about how the government works in Broken Arrow. He was asking about the mayor in Tulsa and the city manager in Broken Arrow. So we've gone over the city manager form of government. But I thought in this conversation tonight, when it comes to appointing a city councilor, do you as city manager get a say, or is it just the councilors who get to choose?
Absolutely not. The city council members will decide if, in fact, they want to appoint somebody tonight or someone at the next meeting, or they may decide to actually they have 60 days per the statute, and if not, they'll leave the seat vacant, and that person, or if they appoint someone, or if not, there'll be an election in April. But now the city manager has nothing to do with the appointment of elected officials.
Well, while we're talking about it, let's bring in the mayor of Tulsa as a topic here, yes. Because he took office yesterday, Mayor Monroe Nichols. He told me back when we here at KRMG hosted the final debate of that campaign that, in his view, development around Tulsa, like in Jenks or in Broken Arrow, is good for the vitality of the community, is the phrase he said. So I had mentioned the amphitheater to him as an example of something, landing just outside of Tulsa. So I was just curious about working with surrounding cities from his perspective and from your perspective. Have you met with Mayor Nichols? Is that important to you to have a good relationship with the city of Tulsa?
Well, yes, it is. And now we have not met with new Tulsa Mayor Monroe Nichols. We're looking to do so. I mean, we have some folks that are working to coordinate a meeting, and I've suggested that we get together the city leadership of Broken Arrow, which would be our chamber, our EDC, city officials, myself, to get on an opportunity to meet with the mayor to talk about just exactly what you said. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate, Karen Keith. I had a chance to work with her as a Tulsa County Commissioner, even though she didn't represent Broken Arrow. The 2 other commissioners, I know she was very supportive of the things that we brought forth that we were concerned about. So I appreciate that. But it is important to have good relations, and we're excited about the opportunity to work with Mayor Nichols. We have an organization that's been in existence now for probably 10 years. It's called Cities United, and it's made up of the mayors and city managers from Tulsa County, and sometimes we have some Wagner County folks that are able to attend, and we meet monthly, almost every month for the 12 months of the year. We travel around to the different cities, and we talk about what's happening in our cities, and we build that network and camaraderie that we need as a region. And we're excited about the opportunity to invite the mayor and his staff to be able to come on a regular basis to participate in what's going on, and hopefully there'll be opportunities. Being the largest suburb, I've learned a long time ago when I was the city manager or city administrator in St. Charles, Missouri, you can't be a suburb of nothing. So you have to have good relationships with the entire region. And we have those with many of the municipalities in Tulsa County. And we're excited about the opportunity to get together and see how we can work together to create more growth and prosperity in the Tulsa region.
Broken Arrow City Manager Michael Spurgeon live on the KRMG Afternoon News. The BA Breakdown is what we call it. So I'm looking at this fiscal year 2025 annual report, the Thrive report from the city. That is either out now or coming out soon. I was looking through some of just the first page caught my eye. I didn't realize Broken Arrow is the fourth largest city in the state and is 63 square miles. I just like numbers. This stuff's cool to me. Population growth since 2020, almost 5%. So this goes into more detail about how much tax revenue was brought in by the city, how it's used and was spent on. Tell me about this report. What stands out to you, and what do you think it means to the average resident of Broken Arrow?
Well, let me respond to your comment about our population being the fourth. We like to say in Broken Arrow that 9 months out of the year we're fourth, 3 months out of the year in the summer when OU is not in session, we're the third largest. And I think organically, either the next census or maybe the census of 2040, we're going to organically pass Norman. That's our hope, because we've actually had more growth over the last 50 years or so in many of the decades. And so, but yeah, population is growing. The Thrive Edition is something that I had the privilege of starting about 8 years ago. And it's a once a year transformational and transparency piece that we put out that just talks about where we get our funds from and how we spend those dollars. And it includes the projects and initiatives that we have going on in the current fiscal year. It also has comparisons to what we pay for utility rates or charge for rates versus other communities, to give everyone a comparison to see where we are. And it's chock full of information. Like you said, there's a lot of data in here, but it's very easy to read the way it's put together. And it's an opportunity for citizens to look at how their tax dollars are being spent. And right now our community's thriving. It has been. That's why we've called it the Thrive. And I'd encourage anyone that has an opportunity to read it online, or we will send you a actual paper copy of it. It's about 30 pages, just full of information. And you can know what's going on in Broken Arrow if you take just a few minutes and look at that document.
City Manager Michael Spurgeon, I'll see you next Wednesday at your State of the City address, but we'll talk live just here on this segment the day before. So I'll chat with you next week.
I can't wait, Skylar. Looking next week.